That Chewy situation, I handled it.
You just can't go make a move like that without me.
You think I'm scared of Tommy?
But you start a war that you don't have a shot in winning.
I want you to run things.
You've never given me a shot like this. Why now?
I'll gut him like a fish before I put my trust in him.
Stay far away.
I wake up every day ready to die.
But is it worth it, though?
Eventually.
Episode 2, Great Consequence. Jenard's crew seeks revenge as Tommy learns of a rivalry between McDowell and the Serbs that he and Diamond leveraged to CBI's advantage. The feds pursue a task force with Tommy at the center of the investigation. From watching the trailer of episode 2, we're headed in the right direction, and right now we know that the feds are actually going to be on Tommy's case, and then Diamond has a new PO officer, which is going to bring a lot of eyeballs to the streets, plus the little beef that we have going on in the streets between the cartel and the Serbs. So before we jump into this and we break down this trailer, if you like power content, breakdowns, theories, and predictions like this, then hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. We're on that road to 50,000 subscribers, so each subscriber, I appreciate you. Now, we know that Tommy is back in Chicago causing havoc. How are they going to make it through this with the feds after him and a potential issue with Jenard on the horizon? So let's jump into it. This is what's next for episode 2 of Book 4 Force. As soon as the trailer comes on, we hear Tommy saying that Chewy situation, he handled it. Now remember, the end of the episode, Tommy killed a guy by the name of Chewy, who was originally with CBI, but then he went and flipped sides and started working with Jenard. Now Diamond doesn't want any of this to go down. We know that his PO is obviously going to be watching him, and Tommy is out here moving recklessly through the streets. But Tommy, on the other hand, he has a vision, a bigger picture. So in episode 2, we're going to see Tommy start to move a little bit differently against what Diamond wants, because Tommy, he has a plan and he sees an end goal. The only issue with that end goal is for Diamond. Diamond's telling them, you can't do this. We all know how it is. The more bodies, streets need a body, that means the more police. We already know that the police are doing fingerprints. He has a PO officer, a Mr. Tyrone. So right now, Diamond is trying to stay low key, get this work from the cartel. He already negotiated with McDowell and said that Tommy was good to go, but now Tommy's dropping bodies. So this could lead back to McDowell saying, whatever you guys are doing in the street, buying from me, stop dropping them bodies. It's making it hot, even though we know McDowell's also a very ruthless man himself. If you don't know, now you know. Jenard, he's running the crew called Treason, and we hear him talking to Diamond, and he's telling Diamond, you think I'm scared of Tommy? Because you got to remember the issue between these two. One is that Diamond chose Tommy over his brother. Now they're beefing. They got their own sections, their own factions, their own territory. It's really on site. Luckily, these two, they love each other and they're not trying to go at each other like that. But as far as their crews, they're going to clash. Now we hear Diamond telling him, don't start a war that you for sure can't win. And that's probably because Diamond knows all of the people that are in Treason, and he knows that crew ain't like that. Or he could be telling Jenard not to go at it with someone else. But I'm really thinking it's going to be CBI versus Treason. Jenard, we've seen that he's really stepping up and he's making some plays out here. He was a little short, so he's going to be aggressive when he's trying to recoup everything in the streets to be able to pay McDowell. Now they're both getting that work from McDowell, so they're going to kind of be working with each other while they're working against each other. It wouldn't be an episode if Tommy wasn't out here catching bodies. Well, him and Diamond, I don't know if they're pulling up on Jenard. You know how they like to piece things together. But another scene, some more shooting, some more action, that's Tommy Egan. Jenard, he's out here on his own. I think he might have to partner up with somebody, maybe Vic again. But Diamond and Tommy, although Tommy, he does things that Diamond doesn't want to do, Diamond understands why Tommy's doing it, and he's going to be there with him. He just has to be a little cautious with his PO watching down his back. The same with Tommy, since they got his fingerprints and they found out that Tommy is actually alive and not dead. So all of these bodies looks good for us in the entertainment factor, but for them in the show, they need to lay low a little bit. This is exactly what I was predicting. Walter is telling Claudia to step up and take over the family. And the reason for that is because Vic is your alternative option. We know that Vic, in episode 1, he really wasn't all the way there. Remember, he was doing 50-50 deal with Claudia, but that didn't work, and he left with the Dahlia after she killed the doc. So really, Vic is out here. Now, I'm thinking Vic might end up being a straggler and working with Tommy, but that's a whole nother story. Just remember, you heard that here first. But Claudia is asking her father, Walter, why are you giving me this opportunity? You've never done it before. And that's because he realizes, hey, we're kind of in debt. I need your brains. He doesn't want to admit to it, but I need your brains to be able to figure out how to get us from up under this hole where we owe doubling. Now, we seen in the description that it says Tommy and Diamond are going to be leveraging the beef between the cartel and the Serbs to CBI's advantage. Now, it looks like Tommy's going to be helping out Miguel because Miguel is giving him that work, and we know that Tommy's trying to be slick and get closer to Miriam, but he's trying to confuse us and say he's not after that. This is Tommy Egan, y'all. He has a list of women. They never end up on the good side of the stick, pause. But he's helping out Miguel, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of going back and forth with this shooting here. The Serbs shooting, the cartel shooting. Tommy and Miguel, they're going to start to build that bond, and Tommy's going to be using all of this to try to get rid of Miguel and potentially put him in the spot to be the plug for the city and go straight to the cartel without a middleman. Mireya and Tommy, they're going to be getting close. We seen that Tommy was a little bit jealous in episode 1. Going into episode 2, that bond, they're going to continue to build it, especially depending on how long D-Mac is in the hospital. This will give him more of an opportunity to meet up with her. Now, what she told him in episode 1 is she didn't want to deal with anybody that did business with her brother. Basically, she wanted to have a normal life. Now, we see that there is an attraction between her and Tommy. So once they start getting closer, Tommy will probably have an interest in her. She's going to tell him to stay away from her brother. And in the end, he's probably just going to be using her just so he can get to that top spot. But as of right now, they're feeling each other. But we know how this always ends for these women. It's never good dealing with Tommy. We see Tommy's car getting shot up. My prediction from this is, of course, Jenard and the treason crew, because they pulled out a Glock and not an automatic weapon. So I'm thinking CBI, they're going to really start going to war. That's why they showed Jenard talking to Diamond, and Diamond told him, do not start a war that you can't handle. Now, we know Jenard's a knucklehead, and he told him, you think I'm scared of Tommy Egan? So that's why I'm thinking that this war is about to start picking up. Now, this is going to make it tough because both of them deal with Miguel, and Miguel already has an issue going on with the Serbs. So they might have to squash this little beef for the moment and help out Miguel with the Serbs. But as of right now, I'm saying that these shots are coming from the treason crew, and Tommy, you're going to have to watch out because this might be get back for Chewie after Tommy killed him in front of the Stop the Violence wall. All right, there you go. What's next and my predictions for episode 2 of Book 4 Force. Let me know where you agree with me, where you disagree, but also let me know how many bodies do you think are going to drop in episode 2. I'm Mo.J. If you like this kind of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm on that road to 50,000 subscribers. So each one of you, I appreciate you. Each subscriber, I love you and appreciate you. Hit that like button if you don't see it at 100 likes so we can get back in that algorithm. Tune in tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern for the live after show discussion where I break down each and every character and I tell you the story behind the story. Thanks for watching. I'm Mo.J and I'm out.